Hi guys, so I'm doing something a bit different today. I'm trying to eat better snacks. So years ago I did the whole no sugar thing and it worked really well. Lost heaps of weight, it's feeling really good, and you know, life gets in the way and you start being naughty again. So I'm trying to make some good snacks. I found this recipe, Vegan Snickers Bars by Megan Gilmore, and I found it on detoxinista.com. So it's my first time ever making it, and I've got stage 1 in the freezer, so we'll pull that out in a minute. Stage 2, I'm just mixing some peanut butter and maple syrup together. Now I know maple syrup's loaded with sugar, but it's actually good sugar in that it's natural and it tastes really good. It's not refined, it comes straight off the tree, and I just need to make sure that I'm putting 3 tablespoons in, not 2. 3 tablespoons. And we love maple syrup in this house as well, so it's something that I always have on hand. I had just enough peanut butter. I was so happy. I haven't been shopping in a while, so just enough. So I'm just going to mix all of that up and yeah, I'll show you as we go along. So we love peanut butter in this house, and when I opened the peanut butter jar, Charlie came running over because that's her little treat as well. So if we can get it, we get this one here. So lovely smooth. Generally we have crunchy, but we've been using peanut butter in a lot of sauces and stuff, so the smooth is better. It doesn't have any added sugar or any nasties like that. It's taking quite a while to whip up, so I'll get back to you in a minute. So this is my base layer. It's almond flour or almond meal, maple syrup, coconut oil, vanilla extract and some fine salt, and then it goes in the freezer to set. You sort of pack it down, and then the caramel is the peanut butter and maple syrup, so that'll be the next layer with half salted roasted peanuts. I've got crushed, so that's what we'll be using today. And then you top it off with a chocolate layer, which is basically cacao powder, coconut oil and maple syrup. I'm using my Sacred Earth cacao blend. It's got a few extra bits in it. It's more like a hot chocolate sort of substitute, but that's what I've got, so that's what we're using today. And you can use a vegan chocolate and melt it, but I'm just using up what I've got. And I'm not vegan, I just prefer not to have dairy because it affects my eczema. As you can see, it's pretty bad at the moment, and try not to have too much glutinous stuff as well, so almond meal is good as a base. So that took a lot longer to mix than I thought. It was the bottom of the peanut butter, so it was the oil had separated and it was a bit I want to say chunky. It was just hard to blend. So we'll get this out. You're supposed to use a spatula to spread it. I don't have a spatula, so we'll see how we go with this. And you just spread that over your nougat base. So I got the caramel over the nougat, and then it says 1/3 of a cup of roasted and salted peanut halves. As I said, I've got crushed peanuts, so that's what I'm using today. Oopsies, just dropped a couple on the ground. Oh, this is going to be really peanutty. So it says to sort of press it into the caramel. There we go. And back in the freezer. And I'm going to try this caramel sauce and see what it's like. Oh, that's really good. Want to go, Brenton?
It's quite a peanutty caramel sauce.
Just what you want for a Snickers. So yeah, that just goes in the freezer while I do the next bit. So good. So poor Brenton has to put up with my weird baking that I do. But yeah, so we were talking earlier, so maple syrup, yes, it is loaded with sugar, but it's a whole food, so it's got nutrients and goodies in it as well. Yeah, it's not empty calories, it has good things in there as well. So anyway, the maple syrup needs to be room temperature for the top, and it's nearly there, so we'll start that in a moment. Okay, so 1/4 cup of cacao powder. And the good thing about being in Queensland, warmer temperature, is that I don't need to melt the coconut oil. It's already melted just out of the cupboard. I've got 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Mix that all up. So we've got exactly 2 weeks left now before we leave Chinchilla. Yeah, we're a bit excited to hit the road again. It's been really nice being here and being part of the community. Look around the area. Oh, I'm so excited to try this. So it's only supposed to be consumed in small amounts, of course, but it's nice just to have something little when you want something to fulfill that sweet craving. So this you can keep in the freezer for up to 3 months, and you can keep it in the fridge as well, but it doesn't need to be kept in the fridge or freezer because it will pretty much melt too much if you don't. Alright, so I just pulled the base out of the freezer and we'll pour this chocolate over the top. Because I'm using this Sacred Earth cacao blend, it's going to be a little bit more textured, I guess you could say, just because of the other stuff that's been added into it. But when I run out of that, I'll get some normal cacao powder. As I mentioned before, if you don't want to make your own topping, you can just melt down some vegan chocolate to go over the top. And then you just spread that over the top. You can put some salt flakes over the top as well. I don't have any salt flakes, well, not any fine ones. We've got sort of coarser salt for the grinder, so I think I'll leave it and we'll chuck it back in the freezer. Right, so that goes in there for about an hour. Alright, so the vegan Snickers slice has been in the freezer for about an hour, so I'm going to pull that out. But before I do that, I think it's time for something. So, I reckon it's beer o'clock time.
Absolutely think that's right.
So Guinness for Brenton.
Yay for me.
Stubby holder. And coconut water for me. This is the best coconut water. Coco. Sometimes we can get it from IGA. Sometimes we can get it from Woolworths. Sometimes we can get it from Drake's. So it just depends on who's got it. But when we can get it, we absolutely love it. It's a really good non-alcoholic treat, equivalent, whatever. It's my knockoff drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. All right, let's go and check on that slice. Ooh, looks pretty good. So I'm gonna, oh, how easy is that to take out? Just gonna pop that on a board and chop it up, and I'm probably gonna stick it back into this container, which is a little plastic container. I can put a lid on there and then it can go straight in the freezer or the fridge. The first container I thought I'd do it in was like a baking tin, and it was too big, so it's 9 inches by 5 inches, and this was the perfect size. Before I cut this little beauty up, I just want to show you how good it looks.
Not just that, the board that it's on, this was given to us by a gift from my daughter, who's happened to be in Christchurch at the moment, and this is a piece of Remu recycled from the 2011 Christchurch earthquake.
Yeah.
So it's a very pretty board and a very pretty slice.
Right, let's get into it. It's actually quite easy to slice. I thought it would be really hard, but it's chopping up really nicely. I'm just doing little pieces because I think it's going to be super rich. So I think you just want a little treat rather than like a whole meal of it, if you get what I mean. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. So before we have a piece to see how it is, I just want to get it back in the container and put it back in the freezer so it doesn't melt on us, because it's actually quite warm here. Brenton can't wait, straight into it. Looks really good. How does it taste?
Pretty good.
He's not as into this sort of stuff as I am.
I'm not a huge fan of Snickers, I've got to say, but it's not bad.
Why don't you like Snickers?
I'm not a huge fan. Mars bars.
Oh,
Now Mars bars.
Not fitting in quite like it came out. That's right, we'll jam him in.
We'll eat a couple of pieces.
I think we might have to. It's alright, we'll double them up for now, and without squashing them. Okay, I'm going to try this one.
You do that. And I'll rearrange this so it might fit a bit better. Why is that not fitting? Because it's not going that way. Okay, that one. That's really good, gotta say.
That's actually really good. Nice decadent little treat. I'm going to stick the lid on that can put it back in the freezer, so it can be a nice little treat when we want one. What do you reckon, hun?
Very good. Good job.
Well, there you go, back in the freezer.
And it's supposed to last 3 months. Guarantee it won't.
No, you can keep it in the fridge or freezer for up to 3 months. So, filming today, we've had the air conditioner on, which you can probably hear in the background, but we're trialling out our DJI microphones.
Which are really cool bits of kit.
But I didn't actually have them plugged in properly, so all of today's cooking was actually without the microphone. So this is our microphone. DJI, they come in with this really cool little box. So the microphones go on either side for storage, and your little transceiver goes in the middle. You've got some different adapters there as well, and then you've got your little C drive on the back, so you can do your USB to C and charge the whole lot in one go.
And up on top of the GoPro is the receiver, which has a cord that plugs into the GoPro, and when you have that cord connected, you actually can record with your microphones.
Yeah, unlike what I did all day, but that's okay. We're learning. So it comes with this little bag as well, and you get 2 of these little mufflers for when it's windy. So yeah, we know, and we've had a few comments about our audio, like when we're driving in the car, and a few other times it's really windy, and the DJI mic picks up a lot of other sound as well.
The outside, the peripheral noise. Yep.
Yeah, so we thought we'd give these a go, and hopefully they work well. I'm sure they will.
So now with its fluffy on.
So yeah, we're super excited to give that a go. So this is how it looks on the GoPro mic surround. So we've got the DJI Mic 2. We did have to get a camera shoe adapter for the receiver to sit on, so that you can still turn the GoPro on and off. It has the little plug-in which goes from the receiver to the GoPro, and it's really easy to remove. We think this will be a great addition to our kit. We love it.
There you go, all in a nice little case. And we just charge it with a USB.
So cheers!
Cheers!
Woohoo! I have to do that again, that totally went down the wrong hole.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.